get no better than that. In February?
Yeah,
How about that?
Well, it's a great month before we begin. I
Yes.
just want to make a shout out to a new being on this planet, my wife's son's new daughter, Layla Marie Holmes, came into this world on the 22nd. So praise the Lord, and may many blessings fall upon her.
Wonderful. So that makes two babies because my great niece, my niece had my second great niece.
Hey, put that microphone a little closer to your mouth because we
Okay.
can't hear you.
All right.
There you
My
go.
great niece,
Okay.
well, my niece,
Cool.
she had the second great niece for me,
Nice.
Nyla Rain,
Okay.
and she
Nyla?
Nyla, and she was born on February 14th. So there's a lot of love in that family. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So we welcome her too. So
So,
it's awesome.
without much ado,
All
introduce our
right, we
guest.
have a star here today. A star is born, and we are so honored to have Michael Bothwell. He is from the Christian Academy, and he is one of their top basketball players. And we want to introduce you to our audience. How
Star.
you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. My name is Michael Bothwell. I attend Cornerstone Christian Academy. It's in Willoughby Hills, Ohio, off of Psalm Center Road. I'm a senior, point guard for the basketball team, and it's been a great year I've been having for basketball.
Oh, so you're the point guard.
Yeah, point guard.
All right, the coach on the floor.
Yeah.
All right.
So tell us about how long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing since around 3 years old, so not really competitively. I started playing around like third, second grade, but I just been playing like shooting, dribbling, like the little kids do, like on a little Tykes hoop or stuff like that. Just ever since I was young.
So you guys are what division?
We're Division 4, the small school division.
Small school.
Yeah, it's only about my graduating class only has about 37 some kids.
Okay.
So yeah, small school.
You guys been playing against the big boys.
Yeah.
So I've been reading.
Yeah, we play against a lot of Division 1 schools, like such as Menor, Garfield, St. Ignatius, St. Ed's, Cleveland Heights, all those big schools.
Awesome. That is great.
And so how is it playing against those bigger schools where, they have the larger teams? And how is it playing against them and you guys' strategy to overcome their bench?
It's fun playing against schools with like a lot of tradition, and because it like being an underdog is kind of fun every game, because you really have nothing to lose. Because either way, even if you do lose, that's what you're expected. But when you win, you shock everyone. So it give you a little bit more motivation to play against and play for. And really, we don't really have a strategy. You just take every game like
Take what they give you?
Yeah, take what they give me, like give us. So it's really not much to it besides just playing every game the same way, and we have confidence in ourselves that we can play with the bigger schools. So it's really not.
So you guys, in a sense, are making tradition at Cornerstone.
Yeah, we're making a tradition for ourselves and for years to come, for more people to want to come and be like us. That's what.
Awesome.
That is really great. Is anyone else in your family? You have other siblings, brothers and sisters?
I have a lot of older siblings. I'm the baby of the family, if you could say. So I'm the only one that kind of was like really, really good at basketball, I could say, if people say. But like other people play sports, and just I'm the only one I could say that took basketball really serious. I would say.
Okay.
This is you're the one who took that sport seriously.
Yeah, I didn't really play much any other sports, but like my siblings did. I kind of just stuck to basketball and made it like try to really took it really serious.
And may I ask you, so what is it about basketball that, where do you see yourself? Let's put it this way. Where do you see yourself with basketball within the next 5 to 6 years?
Well, I'm going to college for basketball to play in Division 1 level, so hopefully I could just have success there, playing at the next level, and wherever it could take me. I really don't have too many expectations because I like to keep myself like open-minded just in
Okay.
case things don't go as like the best possible for basketball. But hopefully I can end up playing professionally either overseas or in the NBA if that's possible. But I'm just gonna keep working hard to give myself an option.
Okay,
Right,
that's
keeping your
great.
options open.
Yeah.
Good.
So what are you studying at Cornerstone? What, your school? What is your favorite subject? Or what are you leaning towards study-wise?
I'm leaning towards studying communications because I want to be able to do something like this one day, be on a radio show talking about sports or anything like that. But my favorite subject at school, I'll kind of say just because it comes the easiest to me is like studying about like history and stuff like that. Because I'm interested in knowing how things came to be, whether it's world history or ancient history or anything like that. Just I learn a lot like from that type of stuff, and I would say it's kind of the most practical out of all the subjects we learn because like you
It's
can
on
learn
everything.
you can learn calculus, you can learn geometry, you can learn biology, but if I'm not going to be a doctor or a mathematician one day, I mean I'm not used that for that many years, but it's things like history, you
Use
learn
every
from
day.
history. Yeah, you
You
can
learn
never
from
get
it.
away
Yeah, I
from
was a
history.
history major.
Okay.
So that's smart.
Excellent.
It's the one thing, yeah, you know, and people don't realize it's one big story if you think about that, and you're learning about other people's experience,
Right,
which can help you in your experience, your
Exactly.
life journey as well.
right.
You know, so pay attention. Sometimes you see those things that come up even in while you're living,
Right.
and you say, "Oh, hey, this happened this time. This what you know," and so on. So that's smart. Now, what college are you looking to go to?
I'm going to Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina. I signed to play there, and back in October, I want to say, back in the late fall, early winter. I signed and accepting a full athletic scholarship to go there and play. So yeah, I'm really excited about college and my future.
It's a good school.
Okay.
It's an old school.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of tradition.
Uh-huh.
What made them stand out to you?
Well, throughout the whole recruiting process, there's a lot of schools that came and gone that said they were going to be there throughout my whole high school career and kind of fell off. A lot of schools that try to come late after watching me so many times. They said they wanted to keep watching me. But ever since Furman first saw me play, they always was interested in me, and they stayed the most consistent with me, the coaches. So I like that part from the basketball program, and I like how they were on the up and up. They've been
Yes.
getting better every year,
They have.
and
The program has. really
yeah.
done better.
So I just like that, and I like the players, and that was very important. But one of the most important things is the education, because knowing that no matter what I chose to study there, that the degree will have weight to it. Because some other colleges, I mean, any degree is good, but a degree from a school like Furman really will
Holds weight. Because it has so much years and tradition
Right.
behind it.
You know
And the
what, guys?
network.
We got a call. We got a caller coming in.
Oh, okay.
You want to take that call? Hey,
Yes,
caller,
we'll
go
take the
ahead.
call. Hello, caller.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
You're on. Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, I'd like to ask the young man, what does this being Black History Month, what does Black History Month mean to him?
Okay.
Yes.
Black History Month means that people of the same color as me and everyone in this room they actually have done a lot for me, to say specifically, because a lot of people in America don't think that black people can do everything white people can do or things like that, but Black history, people...
Hello?
Oh, you can't hear me?
Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, hi. Yes, I'd like to ask, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I mean,
He was answering your
I'd like to ask the young
question.
man,
yeah, he was answering your question.
Were you able to hear what he was saying?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay,
I don't know what to tell you.
continue. He was answering your question, what does Black History means?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, just like to a lot of people that laid the foundation for people like me and kids on coming up to look to and say that being black, you can do a lot, and black people have done a lot for this country, and
Your dreams are achievable.
right, dreams are achievable because so many people have done it, but they don't really tell you about it. It's not really much. It's little known Black history facts all along, and people like to keep it like black people as a minority. But I don't really believe that. I think black people are like they've done just as much as any other race, and have done a lot,
If not more.
if not more. Right.
Right,
So
right.
that's what Black history means to me. Just even though my skin is has been prejudiced, and people have been prejudiced against my skin color, I know from Black history that I can do anything anyone else can, if not more.
If you set your mind to it.
That's all. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent answer.
And tell me, I want to ask you. So, what type of challenges now, or do you have any peer pressure that you have to deal with, or maybe not necessarily yourself, but the students at your school?
Being
Another call.
Another
another
caller?
caller.
Okay.
Hey, caller.
Yes,
Okay, you had another question?
I do have a question for him.
Go ahead.
Go right ahead.
We're having a little problem.
Yeah, we're having go ahead.
Technical problem. Go ahead.
We're going to pass on the phone calls right
Okay,
now.
go
Just let
ahead.
them go ahead and text it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
okay,
All right. Well, before, so everyone, you can, text in or on Facebook, make your comment for your questions, and we'll go right
We'll
into
address it that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just raise my hand when I see one. Okay.
Okay, that'll be great.
All right.
Okay.
okay.
Okay, Michael.
But yeah, like you was, like to answer your question, people don't really at my school. If I could say like people are like behind me
Okay.
and behind the basketball team in general. Just they like I think we're good role models to our school because
Okay.
we're K through 12.
Okay.
So a lot of younger kids look up to the basketball team and look up to me, and so if anything, that's what's challenging is just maintaining being a good role model towards the younger kids that look up to me. Because one of the coolest things I've seen all year was at one of our games against Minner, a kid had a jersey just like mine. Like he had his parents
Really?
pay for a jersey to look exactly like our team's jersey with a number 3 on it.
Oh.
Just like the number I wear. So that just let me know that like kids are watching. I don't like even really remember seeing a kid in the hallway before, but just to know that he looks up to me as a basketball player, as a person, and wants to like wear my jersey. That's
Yeah.
kind of like the only challenging thing is just like making sure I keep
Stay the course.
stay
that
the
you set for
course and
yourself.
set for
You
myself right.
see people are watching
Yeah.
you, and someone at that small of an age,
Right.
you're making a really big difference in his
Yeah,
life. That's a
right.
great impact.
Yeah.
Yes. And because, and you mentioned the school is from kindergarten on.
Kindergarten.
So how do the older kids like being with the younger kids?
I mean, you would think that it would be a problem, but I mean, it's not bad. Like we rarely cross like paths in the
Okay.
hallway or anything, but it's fun. Like seeing the little kids and seeing like different like programs they have for little kids, like just like our chapels, like seeing little kids praise God and stuff like that, and just seeing all this different type of stuff. It's like it's cute. If I could say that, like it's
Okay,
cute
yeah.
seeing little kids and all the time, but it's not really. It's kind of like it's fun because it's not ordinary
Right.
like 9 to 12 high school.
Right.
So it's like just a different experience, I guess.
Now you said something that was very important. You said you watch the little kids praise God.
Hmm.
So you all are praising God. You have some type of church service
we-
there in the school.
Yeah.
So do you feel as though that is giving the overall school and the students a balance
Hmm.
to where the communication lines, you are treating each other a little bit more with respect?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, that's one of our schools. What you call it, like foundations or principles. That's their main goal is to train us up in like the Bible and train us up to be like good Christians and make a difference in the world. So that's really what our school is about. So our teachers always talk about like how what makes our school different is that we have like a basis for morality and stuff, which is like the Word of God. So we can always go back. It's easy to discipline and easy to keep everyone in line when we have a foundation to go back to. So yeah, makes the school different.
So what do you think? And this is probably a hot topic question.
Oh, we got him now. There you go.
Oh, yeah. So
No.
our listeners are out there.
Awesome.
What's going on, now in our nation with the whole gun violence at schools? Do you think your school has that situation or have that problem? Or in general, what do you think about that? About those young people pretty much being very vocal and rising up in an orderly way?
Our school, we've talked about as a school that like our school could be a target because a lot of people like to hate on like religious groups.
Mm-hmm.
So this year I know that we like upped our security for like that reason.
Okay.
But as far as just the topic in general of gun violence, like you just gotta just have faith that everything will be okay. Like you can't really personally me, I don't really have like a political opinion, but it's just that I just go day by day that like just trusting and
In God.
just trusting God, 'cause that's the only thing you can do. Like no matter what they do, no matter what way people try to hurt you or any type of way, if they want to, they can find a way.
Right.
So like gun violence is definitely a problem because there's no way that it's not a good thing that someone can just come into a school and just shoot and kill many people. Like it's got to be a way to up the security and up people's problem. But at the end of the day, I believe that it's just a heart problem. It's just a sinful nature that people have. So it's just I just think, to me, it just shows us that we just got to keep praying for our nation because it's just a lot of sick people out here in the world and
A lot of lost people.
a lot of lost people.
So, it's a good example of the standing on the rock. And you were talking about that foundation in your school.
Right.
So it seems like they've done a good job putting that in you.
Yes, yes. And because you lead by example, and this is what the younger, your peers at school, the younger ones are looking and watching, and hopefully they'll grow up and they'll become good leaders because they have good lead representing them. Now, how would you feel about, because I know they talked about having your teachers be able to be armed with a weapon. How would you feel in a classroom? Would that make you feel any safer knowing that your teacher, or maybe not knowing that your teacher is armed and has to carry a gun every day to school to teach his class and to protect the students?
No, that doesn't make me feel any safer. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't believe there's many teachers that could even protect themselves with a gun anyway. But that's another topic. But
Right.
It's just it's at the end of the day with them talking about allowing teachers to carry. I guess it's at least they're trying to do something to help us and like protect students in school. But I don't really know what could happen from that. One thing I've thought about is like that could be scary because we have police officers that can't control their temper and kill people. So anyone can lose their temper. So it could be a teacher.
So why
A
put
teacher
that
one
type
day
of pressure
could-
on a teacher, when his job is there to teach you?
Kids act up. So
Right.
You get a teacher
yeah,
wound up.
really. I mean, I sometimes see this stuff on Facebook where students are all up in teachers' faces
Exactly.
and saying some pretty bad, raunchy stuff,
Some
and you
bad
got a
stuff.
teacher with a gun.
Yeah.
It could be a bad day.
It could be a very bad day for that
Yeah.
teacher, and she or he may not be up to your shenanigans.
Right.
Or you decide to wrestle with a teacher, and the teacher's carrying the concealed weapon on them, and the weapon goes off.
Yeah.
Or someone gets hurt. So, is it a good idea for teachers to have weapons? No, but I think it's a great idea to have prayer back in the school. I think it's also a great idea to have security in the school
Yeah,
with weapons.
yeah.
That's what I think, but who am I?
Right. But you know what? I mean, because when we were going to school, we had security guards. They walked the hall. They didn't have weapons. We didn't even have what sensors where you had to go through to make sure you didn't have anything. It was school. Things have changed. And I really, personally, when I heard that, I was like, I don't think I would, I know, in fact, I wouldn't have my child in school that a teacher has to be armed to teach.
Right.
Then it's time to bring that child home and teach them at home.
Homeschooling.
Okay, let's do some homeschooling because
Yeah.
this is not going to go over well at all. You know, people have emotions, and as you know, you were saying, Larry, you know, everyone has a different day, and then you have these students that are very challenging, and you know, don't care, and would like to egg you on just to see what you will do.
Right.
You know, so that's not the answer either. Now,
Well, it just comes down to, again, having a good foundation, if the school has that.
yes,
You know, I went to, mine wasn't K to 12, it was K to 8, and it was run by nuns, you know, with 2 males, you know, who were the principal and the vice principal, but all the teachers mostly were nuns, you know. Security was God.
Yeah.
Disciplinarian
yeah,
was God.
yeah,
You know, so you know, I know the difference when I went to the public schools, which is different because you're getting so many different aspects from everywhere. You know, and the things that check you as you go through the door and make sure you don't have any weapons on you and things like that. Metal detectors.
Right.
And the security guards had batons or whatever. But even though they weren't armed, but it was a difference. And I think the difference was mainly, you know, family, where a lot of the children were coming from, and things like that. But it has also gone back to that foundation.
Right.
You know, you're going to have a foundation. If you can, the school can write that into that foundation, you don't need all that.
No, you
extra
don't.
security.
yeah.
You know. So, what's your last game? That was Monday, right?
My last, we played Friday night
Friday
too.
night.
Yeah, we
Okay,
played
so who
Friday
did you
night.
guys play Friday night?
Sugar and Falls High School. We won by 4 points.
Okay.
Okay, so what is you guys' record right now?
Record. We finished off the regular season 15-7.
Wow.
A lot of our losses is in the beginning of the year, and I want to say we're on a 7-game win streak as we speak now.
Right.
So I think our last loss was against Brush on the end of January. So all throughout this month we haven't lost, and we kind of been on a good roll.
On fire.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, who is your pro basketball role model?
I wouldn't say I just have one. I have
Okay.
one for many different aspects
Okay.
of the game in life. I would say I like, well, of course, being from Cleveland, I like LeBron. I love LeBron, I should say. I love LeBron.
Okay.
Because just everything he's done for Cleveland is in every way just giving. I just think I'm kind of take it as a blessing that I grow up in Cleveland with the greatest player in the world.
Yeah.
Being on my sports team, so that's kind of like cool thing, and like give me pride about being from Cleveland. That I know I can take for the rest of my life. That I'm from Cleveland, that place where LeBron's played in, and, you know.
And he's a good role model.
Right, and he's a good role model too, and he does a lot for Akron, the city of Akron, and does a lot for kids trying to go to school and his whole foundation, all that. I like Steph Curry from this Christian aspect.
Okay.
Because he's open. He used to be more than he is now, but he was very open about his Christianity, like on his a lot of his gear for like Under Armour. It says I can do all things. Like that's his favorite verse. So I like that. But my thing on the court, I like Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
Because the way he plays, you can tell he just has a dog mentality that he's gonna go hard every day on the court.
Every game.
Every
He
game he
does.
goes really crazy, and I just love how he plays like really aggressive and score the ball, and just like I like his game. So
And if there was a major league to play in, which one would you like to play in?
the NBA definitely.
Okay. And what team?
Any team, honestly. I like the Cavs would be cool to play for the hometown. I like LA, so Los Angeles Lakers or Clippers. But yeah, any team would be the greatest thing ever to be in the NBA.
Okay.
Awesome. So, who are your coaches?
My head coach, name is Dan Sell. We have a lot of assistants, Coach Andy, Coach O, Coach Jesse, Coach Day. I'm a miss. We have a lot of coaches. I'm a miss.
So a tight unit.
Yeah. But then AAU coaches, I grew up under a man named Coach Trevin Chesney.
Okay.
He really coached me from I think 3rd grade to 9th grade. Kind of was my basketball travel coach for like the summers and stuff. In the past 2 years, I played for a man named Quincy Simpson,
Okay.
who's
So you get a
coach.
roundabout.
yeah.
That's good.
So how many coaches would you say altogether? Because
It's been a lot, just a lot of people just here and there that I've just been around in my life, and I think that's a
Okay.
good thing that keep me a rounded person, being around different type of individuals and personalities, being
Okay.
around different coaching styles, all around just been big, important, very important.
So you guys are in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, playoffs first round is Friday, this Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
that's
Oh, what do you-
exciting.
And who do you play?
I don't. We
You
don't know
don't know
yet,
yet?
because 2 teams have to play, to play against us. So yeah. So I don't know yet.
All right.
Excellent. So I know your parents are very proud of you.
Yes.
We have had the opportunity to meet your dad. And this is how, thank you, Father. For, it was just awesome that you just walked by my desk, Mr. Bothwell, and we got to talk. And me and your dad, we talk pretty much. You know, he's a very nice guy. He always wave and speak, you know, and if he see me doing something, can I help you? You know, he always offer to help me do something. And I really appreciate that. And this particular evening, I was sitting at my desk, and he was like, where's your lunch at? I know you got a refrigerator or a microwave or something under your desk, because you practically live here at this job, you know. And I was like, yeah, I'm on overtime, but no, I just get these little salads, you know, from Walmart. So we got to talk, and he was like, yeah, my son plays basketball. I say he does. And so he showed me and told me all about you, and I was just so excited. And I was like, well, you think he'll come on our show? Because, you know, we always looking. This is what our show is about, giving a platform for the Northeast Ohio area, our community, because we have so many good and great talents and events, and people live here, and to give you that exposure. And we want to have more young adults to come on this show and talk about their things that are going on in their lives, and different challenges and directions they want to go, and you know how we can help. You know, and this is awesome that you have a great. You seem like you got a really great support system. Your parents are, you know, good people.
School.
You know, they got you in a good
coaches.
school. You know, you're really blessed, and so important that you have God in your life, and you are using that every day. You know, and I've got this one caller here. She just loves you. She's shooting me messages, and she says, "So, what position do you play, and how tall are you?" Because you never said that. So tell us. And I think you did say what position, but go ahead.
I'm 6'3". I'm play point guard for my school. Really, just guard on off the ball. We're not really a point guard, but like just a shooting guard, point guard / so yeah.
And
Whatever's necessary.
Yeah.
all right. And so she comes back and she says, also, what do you think of the Ball family, their dad and son? Is promotion over? Is it over promotion?
Over promotion.
Do you know the Ball family?
Yeah, like
okay.
Lonzo Ball and the whole thing. I think a lot of people that don't really know how the game works and know how like travel basketball and all this works thinks that it's just like he's overbearing the dad. So I don't really think. I mean, I know he says a lot of crazy things that I take back, but everything he's doing is really smart because the world is a business. So he's promoting his kids, and he knows that his kids, he knows how he raised them. He knows that they can handle a lot of the pressure.
He's promoting them on an international
On
stage.
an international
which
stage.
they gave him. So
Right.
why not take it?
Exactly. So like, I mean, besides his son kind of messing up over there in China, they really handling it well, I would say. All the pressure that their dad puts on them, and they're making more money because of it. So I don't really see a problem besides when the dad steps over his boundaries too much. But I mean, that's gonna come when you're talking a lot and you're always in the scene. You're gonna say something that's a little off. But I think.
And I think he's going, I think he's doing the Dennis Rodman kind of advertisement that you got to shine. Because really, I mean, that's how Dennis got his name bigger and bigger and bigger, just saying things off the wall, or
right.
dressing off the wall. And before, people didn't really realize, I mean, until he got to the Bulls, really who he was. Even though with Detroit, he was like a major foundation of that team, winning 2 championships.
Right.
He was always great rebounding. He was always great defense, but you didn't realize it until he got to the Bulls, until he started self-promoting himself.
Right, and that's how his sons would have been. Like, his sons are really great players, but a lot of people would have, not many people would have seen it because, like, they were just good basketball players. But now when they can double them with a crazy father, that takes, honestly, I think it takes a lot of attention and pressure off the kids, because the father's like, okay, I'll be the crazy one. I'll be the one getting all the attention. Y'all just go play ball, and y'all just go keep doing what y'all doing.
Stay focused on what you need to be doing.
All the stuff lands on him.
On him, and they can just look, and the sons can just go play basketball. They don't have to play to get attention. Right. They can just play their game because their father has all the attention.
So let me ask you: do the ball boys have any kind of contracts, any kind of deals with Nike or Adidas or Gatorade or anybody?
I think that's part of the father's plan, that he doesn't want any affiliation with any of that. He's gonna have on his own because he can. A lot of people need a sponsorship from somebody else. Not many other people can start their own brand.
So what brand is he starting?
He started the Big Baller brand.
Yeah, the Big Baller. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's starting. Yeah, right. So he's trying to not let them get connected to any other brand that can control their career.
Right.
Because only 2 basketball players really that didn't happen to, and that's Jordan and LeBron. Yeah, everybody else, Nike pretty much cornered them into what they could wear, what they could do. Even Magic to a point, and even Bird to a point. Jordan, they couldn't do that to because the way he did his contract, And I think by starting his own brand, he's saying, I'm not gonna connect to you. We're gonna build up our stuff to a certain level, and then maybe flip it to you for more money.
Right.
But we have more control.
Smart. Okay. Very interesting.
I mean, I think if you look at Jordan has control of Jordans or Nikes.
Right.
He can't make no decision on those shoes without him. Even now.
That's awesome.
Now. And then he's an owner now. He's not in debt. But think about that. Even now, they have to run to him. Right.
Well, that's good and that's learning, not only being just a basketball player, but learning how to take care of your business, learn the business part for yourself, because so many have lost out by not being educated or taking that time. They, just took the money, spent it, lived the lifestyle, and
a lot of them have. I was reading somewhere that it was Prince who even introduced Jordan to Nike.
Yes.
And it was Prince who really was helping him make that contract.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't ask anything for it.
Wow.
Yes,
So,
I saw that. You put that out there.
Yeah, and I think it all comes back to Ray Charles, to be honest with you, because he was the first entertainer that really took control of his craft or what he created. And Elvis wouldn't have been able to do that if he didn't learn that from Ray Charles. Nobody else would have been able to do that if Ray Charles didn't do it first and actually forced it and did it. And which comes back to, God works in mysterious ways. He used the blind guy. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he was a blind guy who was black in the time of segregation.
Right. So is basketball more entertainment, or is it athletics?
It depends what level. Like high school, I think is more athletic, because we can't get paid or anything like that.
College.
We can't really make that much money for people besides like tickets, you know.
Right.
College is kind of where it gets into both because it's more televised and it's more entertainment, but it's still athletics because it's supposed to be
Right.
not getting
Right.
paid for that.
But you're cementing your
Yeah,
brand.
so yeah, you still submitting yourself as, trying to get to the level of NBA where that's more of the entertainment type where you everyone getting paid, everyone trying to make the most money as they possibly can,
Right.
everyone's trying to team up and be the super teams and all that. So that's where it's more entertainment because the NBA is definitely a business. So that's a lot of entertainment. It's still athletics though because every night those players still got to go out there.
Oh yeah, they got to
And
perform.
perform.
And
They gotta
perform
perform.
to highlight their brand.
Right.
Right.
Because you can make more money outside of basketball while you're playing in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to ask you, so what is it about the game that you love?
I like competition. That's one thing. Just mano a mano, who's gonna come out on top. I like playing in front of fans.
Okay.
Like just a lot of people coming out and see you play, and a lot of having support behind you and giving them a show, if you could say. I like that part of the game, and I also just like how basketball has taken me places and shown me a lot of things. Through travel basketball, I've been able to go to many different cities and states,
Right.
So and I also met a lot of people through the game that are just gonna help me throughout life and taught me a lot, and just gonna always have networking for if I never need anything from people or anybody need anything from me. So I just like how many friends I've made through the game too.
That's
Help you
great.
build a larger network.
Right.
Now,
Well,
what do
that's
you...
interesting. You like the competition, the mano y mano. Well, you ain't taking that too. That's good.
So what do you think about the new Cavs team that we have in place now?
I think it was a change that it surprised me, but it was smart because the team we had was good, but it just wasn't working. We had a lot of great players like Isaiah Thomas and who else did we trade away?
Rose.
Rose and all
Rose,
that. Those are
yeah.
all established players, a lot of great players,
D-Wade.
but D-Wade, yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, just wasn't working this year. And the Cavs, they know LeBron's in his 14th season. It's a risk of him leaving. They want to win now. So we probably would have been able to get it work with Dwayne Wade and Isaiah Thomas, but it really wasn't worth the risk.
Right.
It was what we can if we can get younger guys.
Which helps the team.
Helps. Mm-hmm.
If Brian retires here, you have younger people who can play under him. They got the system, and they go further. So I thought it was a
and
brilliant
another
move.
thing I agree with, I heard one of the commentators on ESPN say, they were saying that a lot of the players we had, like Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, they were trying to compete with LeBron, in his legacy, because they had
Yeah.
already had established something, so they wanted to show that they were really good
And
too.
I think that's where the gelling
Yeah,
didn't work.
Right.
the gelling
Yeah.
didn't work. But now that we have Clarkson, Larry Nance, we have
Hill.
George Hill. Those are guys. Even George Hill himself said we're Robin and we got to play with Batman. So
Right.
they're not really trying to play against LeBron, trying to show what they could do. Just like LeBron, they could play with him
Right.
and be
And-
his backup.
And I
So
think
it's
that's what
different.
makes a good team, because when you got all these stars, it becomes, it's the competitive, it's overkill.
Well, it depends on the
And
star.
right,
Yeah,
but
it
really
then
does.
the new team now, everybody's there. They can learn, they can build, and they can work together as a team.
Right.
And
It's like everybody knowing their part in the clock.
right,
My father used to tell me, well, he always made me go over history, going back history. Why did Napoleon lose Waterloo? And he would tell me, was it his strategy or was it his tactics? His strategy was sound. His tactics was sound. He lost because his team wasn't sound. And that's why he lost. So it's even in life and whatever you do, it does come down to a team.
That's right.
Whether it's husband and wife and sons and daughters, or even at a business or playing basketball or sport.
yep, day to day life.
So it's, everybody knowing your part, who you are in that part.
My favorite line of drum line is teamwork makes the
The dream work, yes.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
It really does.
We have a young lady at our job, and that's like her, Diana.
That's her
Her
mantra.
mantra.
That's her mantra. That is, she always says that, and it is just so true because we're all working toward the big picture, you know, and everyone is gifted in some areas. So if you could take your area and stay in your lane and build those strengths, wow, look what you come up with, you know, and that's something that is so
Community.
important. Is even growing up and when we're kids. Go. You want to say something?
No.
I
You're
saw the
right.
hand
You're
up.
right. You're right.
You know,
I'm just.
and that's so important. It's just like your school. You know, you're building a foundation. Everybody's learning how to come together. You've got all the different age groups there. You got the older ones there with the younger ones. The younger ones are looking up over the older ones. And you guys are setting a representation for those that's coming through the loops. And this is the same thing that's happening here with this basketball team with the Cavaliers. You know, and I think it's awesome. I really hope LeBron stays around. What do you think? Do you think LeBron is going to stay around, or will he go ahead and just become the coach himself?
I think he'll stay playing for at least. A lot of people had a rumor that he's gonna stay playing until his oldest son, gets in the NBA. I think it's very possible. LeBron is like 33, 34 years old. He's a veteran now, 14, 15 years in the league, but I think he's still got a lot of years left where he can play because he's at the top of the game. He hasn't even shown any signs of like deteriorating or slowing down yet. So like I think he's still got at least 4 or 5 years or 6 even until he called it quits. But I think he'll probably stay in Cleveland for the rest because it was just so much a lot going on when he left the first time. So
Now your dad. Does your dad play basketball with you?
no,
You know,
he just watches.
he just watches you play.
Until
I was watching Shaquille O'Neal play with his son. You know, and his son is really becoming up a really good basketball player. And he was showing him all the moves, and he said, "This is the Larry Bird. This is the Isaiah." You know, he was showing him all these different plays
Okay.
that really make this kid really, really, really good. And I think it's high school or college or wherever he's playing. I think high school.
Okay.
And so I can see where that pedigree of LeBron James Jr. or whatever his name is can definitely
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry can definitely come in and actually play basketball one day because their dads are spending that time
Right.
showing them those moves.
Right.
So now in someone in your case where your dad's not a Larry Bird or Isaiah Thomas or somebody, who coaches you when there's no coach?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. My Aunt Denise, who's really just my godmom, is really the biggest impact in my life when it comes to basketball. Really off on non-basketball things too, but she is a coach herself and she played.
Okay.
So she was like one of the first people to put the ball in my hand.
Wow.
So like her and my mom just good friends back from like college.
Okay.
So like that's just really
Her last name isn't Spencer, is it?
no.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
But yeah, so she is really like my role model. A lot of people on my basketball team call her my agent.
Okay.
You know, she's just family, but she's just really smart and wise.
And she coaches.
Yeah. So and
Smart.
she does coach too. So it's
Good
like
stuff.
so she's really the one I go to when there's like no coach, as you could say. Her and my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have your mom sitting
your
out
mom-
in the lobby.
did she
She's
play?
here.
She didn't play either,
No?
but she.
And both your parents
is
are very
really aware-
tall.
Yeah, aware of the game and the sport. So.
Super duper.
That is awesome. And your dad never played ball?
He played when he was younger, but he never played like to
Organized.
Okay.
like high level.
Okay.
Like, he played in high school, but I didn't.
Okay.
That's awesome. Wow.
And you're
Dear.
the youngest of how many?
I gotta take time to count sometimes.
Oh, okay. Count them up.
8 or 9. Okay, 8.
Wow.
8. So are you, and
Number
you're the
9.
baby?
I'm the baby.
You're number 9.
I'm number 8.
Are
You're
you,
number
you
eight.
guys
Okay,
a
you're
blended
number eight.
family or?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad has most of the kids. I'm the only one but my mom.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes, because you look just like your mother. Yes, I mean, she spit him out.
Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, Sir John, tell me, man, what's going on in the White House these days? Anything you want to break to the audience? Because, sometimes we got to break it up a little bit. And I love John. John is he's an anomaly. If you know what anomaly is, he's a special person. He goes against the grain. Where people are normal, John does the abnormal. So, anything going on in the White House these
It's
days?
in my name.
Because I know our audience wants to know.
Yeah, hot news.
Any
Give
hot
us
news?
something.
Give us something before we get back into sports.
Well, to me, the biggest news this week was about Mr. Gates, who was a business partner and assistant to Mr. Manafort, who pleaded guilty. That tells me that it tells me that Mueller's on the right path, or it tells me that there is collusion. And I knew that was going to happen, that I was trying to explain to people that he was going to break a long time ago. I knew he was going to break. And then unfortunately, the FBI found out his weakness,
Okay.
which was his family.
Okay. Of course.
He had when he worked with Manafort and when they worked for years, he had this thing that he always had to be home at least twice a month. And so they pretty much just kept him away from his family.
Mm.
And I knew eventually he's a good Catholic kid. and
Who
he
kept
was
him
gonna
away
back
from his
up.
family?
FBI.
FBI kept him away from. Oh, and so that's how he.
I knew he was going to cave in.
Okay.
What people don't understand, these people all work in the intelligence community. So, unfortunately, so for one, the first one they broke, Mr. Papadopoulos, he was a kid, come out of college, get on the thing, but he was smart enough to record stuff and take pictures with them, smart pens and his phones. You notice now they don't allow people to use their phones in the White House anymore. And he was recording everything, But on top of that, you had Flynn doing the same thing. And on top of that, you have Manafort doing the same thing. And on top of that, you have Gates who's doing the same thing. It's not no question if there was collusion. The question now is, and what they're building up to, the FBI, I think, is taking two paths. Whether they give it to Congress for impeachment or they indict them. And I don't think they trust this Republican Congress.
No.
So they're building. The case is simply a money laundering. It's a RICO case that they're building against the Trump campaign and Trump himself. It's the same thing they brought against mobsters, because also they're dealing with mobsters, Russian mob, in this as well, which unfortunately people don't realize the Russian mob is controlled by the government. A lot of the Russian mob are ex-KGB. And the person who, when the Soviet Union ended, who was head of the KGB, was Putin. And so these are his people. And then people forget that Putin is also a protege of Gorbachev. So it's sort of like Gorbachev gave us in the time when the wall came down, he did a Caesar move. You either deal with me, the monster you see, or I give you the real monster. Like with Caesar when he got assassinated in Ides of March, was trying to tell people he didn't want to be emperor. He wanted to be imperator, which is a totally different thing than emperor. He didn't mind being dictator for life, but he knows when to take a king. But his whole thing is he wanted to be first among equals till the day he died. Period. But he was creating the monster they were calling him, and his nephew Octavian.
Well, that is the update, folks. I know people love to hear John talk about
history, and politics,
and how it all comes back
and
around,
news, and how it
so
all
we'll
comes
see.
back
We'll
around.
see what's going to happen. This is coming into.
It's getting juicy. It's getting heated up.
Things
are starting to come to the light.
They're, Washington, the city of leaks. It's kind of funny how in the Mueller investigation there is no leaks, but then again you're dealing with the old school and new school agents, and they know how to
and the best lawyers in the nations in each in their fashion. That's most of his team. They were talking about the top 1 to 5 in constitutional law and money laundering law, international monitoring law. These are the best and the best. It's
Okay.
yeah, there's a
Okay.
case coming.
Well-
and we probably won't know all of it until the 2018 election.
Well, thank you for that info,
John,
Sir
thank you for that update,
John.
John. I had to let you get that off your chest. I know you
Now I
want
want
to
to
talk about
come
it.
back to you.
So now let's get
Mike.
back to the main man.
Okay, so
in
Michael,
the hot
tell
seat.
me, who is the greatest basketball player in your opinion?
He's too young to know that.
No, that's not true.
He's too
Who
young.
is your greatest
No, go ahead,
basketball
go ahead.
idol?
Leave it at the question. Yeah.
Okay.
I go back and forth in my lifetime. Of course, when I was younger, I always used to think LeBron this, LeBron that. And then I just kind of came to the realization that Michael Jordan, because I kind of see him play more and more. And the things he did. And then you got to realize winning is hard. So somebody that won 6 times NBA Finals and 6 for 6 every time he's gotten there, that's a stat that really can't go unnoticed. But now I still think though, like LeBron, if he's not the greatest, he's very, very close. Just because of like consistently, he's always been good since middle school. Like he's always been the number one this, number one that, and always have lived up to it. And that's kind of different from Jordan because Jordan wasn't always the greatest from high school up. He was very good at North Carolina and all that, but
And you didn't play until the junior, senior year.
Right.
I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with you on that because winning is very difficult. And one thing I like about Michael Jordan is did he not win those 6 rings and those 6 championships in one city?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he didn't go to some other city and hook up with his boys to win a championship.
Well, I mean,
he
you gotta think
did it in
all one
Chicago.
city, and
He
but
built
the game
a
was a little
legacy.
bit different too. And so I was upset when LeBron went to Miami. But more and more looking at the strategy and why he did, I don't think he went there to be with his boys. As more or less went there for Pat Riley and to learn how to win. How to win organization wise and how to win the team wise.
Right.
So I think he went there to learn to win, and once he learned, he came back. So that shows his business sense to me, and understanding basketball is a business, it's a sport, but it's more of a business
It is a
than a
business.
sport. And he wasn't learning the business with our organization as it was. He had to go away to learn it from one of the greats, and people forget this. Pat Riley also is as a coach, 5 rings? As a player, I do believe 5 rings. Or 4.
Okay.
So you learn from a person who been a coach, a player, an owner, a general manager, every single step and position in the organization of basketball. I think he does have
It's really saying something.
great plans. Jordan is his hero. So Jordan has been a player, the greatest player. Still considered, I think he's the greatest player. I think Brian is a really close second.
Yeah.
But he's been a player. He's been a coach somewhat. He's been a manager, and now he's an owner. Really, the first person who didn't go the way Pat Riley did and Magic did. He outright is an owner, and that's very important because he broke through. Pat Riley had to go through all this whole circle, to just get part owner. Magic Johnson, the same thing.
Excuse me.
A consortium, but Jordan outright ownership, and they put him through the windmill to get that. So I think that's what LeBron is planning.
That's great. And you know what? Because our show is really getting ready to come to a little end, I would like for you to speak to our students, our young students out here today, and give them a takeaway, something that can motivate them for the rest of the week or in life itself.
One thing I could say is it's one of the biggest cliches people say all the time, but you gotta hear it more and more because that's what it took for me. But like, you just gotta persevere. That's one of the big things that I think our generation lacks. We like everything to be quick, and if we can't get it quick, we don't want it. That's why like it's phones and generation. It's just the way we grow up. But in life, that's not how everything works. Sometimes you got to do things that you just don't feel like doing. And I think that's one thing that we have to learn. You got to be able to stay disciplined. You have to be able to take criticism from anyone and just try to make it yourself better from it. You got to be able to listen to others and not like get an attitude all the time with people. Got to be able to just be a good listener and a lifelong learner is one thing. But with anything you want to put your mind to, it is possible. So that's one thing that everyone says. But I really learned that growing up, I never thought I would be like in a position where I could be like going to college for free through basketball. I just knew I played and like it, but like it was always a goal, but I never knew if it was actually gonna happen. But now that I'm in the spot where that's gonna happen, I just know that like once you
show your perseverance,
right? If you persevere through any challenges and situations, just keep working hard. It really does pay off, and it's really hard to work hard.
Yes.
That's why it's called hard work. So, but it's really worth it. Like in everybody's situation I've seen that just persevere, do the right things, and work hard, it always turns out in a positive some way. Even when it doesn't look like it's going in the right way, but it is.
You just gotta stick with it.
Stick with it.
Stick
no
with it. Yes.
So perseverance, young people. Focus on keeping your dream, focusing on your dream and keeping it there.
Yes.
And realize you got to persevere through those problems, which I like to call opportunities.
Right.
Because, like you said, criticism is good. You know, you got to use both ears. You know, and take that criticism and say, okay, how do I make it work?
Exactly.
For me.
Well, great. Well, Mr. Michael Bothwell, I'm looking forward to seeing your name on the big billboards. I know success is following you, and it's going to be right there. And I just want to give a big shout out to your parents and your school because they have really produced a wonderful student. We thank you here at KZ, our internet radio television show.
Yes, thank you.
Just awesome. And we're going to be following you, and we're going to be watching you.
And your team.
And the team.
Blessings to the playoffs.
Okay, so keep up the great teamwork. Thank you for tuning in with what's going on with Lady D.
And Sir John.
And we want you all to have a blessed week. Be kind to one another. Doesn't hurt to smile. Open the door for somebody. Help someone out today, tomorrow. You know, because this is what we need. Love and peace in this world.
Kindness is a well that never ends.
Yes, and good is never lost. Thank you for tuning in. And if you want to be a part of our show, give us a call at 216-571-2235. Have a great week.